Hey, what's up, guys? Another deck list for you. I'm always a fan of trying to make some weird kind of goofy deck with Tank Ginyu, and I've kind of dabbled with all sorts of builds of them. Kind of like it's always like a fun deck to go back to, and I've got like my newest build here. It's a little bit more just beats. Just figured I'd try to something. I wanted to build some sort of deck with like Duality Drill that wasn't Bobbity, and I think I also have a Take Gohan I made, but I want to give this one a shot. I haven't played this one yet, this particular build. There's probably some merit to it. Maybe you can find something different with it, but I figured dust off Ginyu, give him a shot. Of course, we'll start off with the lineup of every card here. We got Time, Absorption. He's an alien trait, so he gets the most to this card. I probably will never use the active effect to raise my own anger, but the lower the anger 2 is pretty nice. Not to mention it's a little hand filtering. If I have a bad card, I can turn into attack. 2 sphere, 2 stare down. Just a, kind of a standard. A lot of people run 2 of each in a more control-y mid-range deck. Blue quick save. There's gonna be plenty of times where I feel like I'm gonna need use out of this card as a potential combat ender. So that's always good. Blue farewell, another stop all. So fair amount of defense out of these three plus time. I run 6 of each block. Security, of course. I'm going to be killing my allies to get my drills out. Deterrence for anti-anger. Energy Shield protects all my allies, and Narrow Escape helps me recycle attacks. So every card here has a lot of utility and use. I don't really see my numbers on these changing, or as far as what card is in their spot changing. Um, I've just kind of thought about maybe using one of the cards that like you banish an ally to get a free copy attack, but uh, I don't know. They don't have endurance, but if I was going to run those cards, I'd probably run them over maybe Narrow Escape and Deterrence would be my guess. We'll see. I ended up opting about 50-50, but maybe like I guess like slightly more energy build for my attacks. I didn't want to go decapitation route. I went Seeking Blast because I wanted to run some drills and be able to get Duality Drill. With that in mind, I wanted to run multiple drills to take advantage of that. Static Blast, of course, pretty clutch card. Every card that I have does life card damage. So this is never dead or bad per se. It's a nice little bit of anti-anger. Combined effort with this card in a combat, pretty gross. 10 life card attack. I originally was going to run 3 True Power, but spacing opted me not to run 3 True Power. I ultimately don't really care if I banish my pile. I'm not a decap deck. Narrow Escape's the only card that really suffers from running True Power here. But yeah, it's a fun card. I wanted to run 3 of it. Maybe I will. We'll see. I always like the little big life card gimmicks. They run 1 overpowering attack because you gotta if you're an ally deck. We get to 3 head knock, 3 crushing blow, and 3 slash. Head knock staple, slash is a staple. Crushing blow, I really like this is a 5 life card lower anger too. I mean, there's not, despite blue being like the anti-anger style, there's actually really not too many like good blue attacks lower anger, in my opinion. Uh, Plus with this being a free 5 life, pretty cool. It's potential to net you a card as well. I do run on the hit effect, of course, if I've used a drill to perform an attack. I have recuperating drill too, so there's potential +1 synergy there, which I really liked. We get into some of the other drills other than recuperating drill, which this drill is amazing. I think as a 2 of, this help me avoid brick hands, dead hands, if I can get it out. A little passive anti-anger. Uh, I run a 1 of blue biting drill. I really like this card. I think I gotta move my photo here real quick for some of these better things here, but we got blue biting drill. This card plus birder, everything's doing +4 stages. This used to be a killer in the early sets. If Ginyu would like get the biting drill early, or dominance to 2 for biting drill and use birder, was just stupid. Like, so I have it as a 1. Maybe run it as a 2. I just really like the idea of just pushing out a bunch of stage damage randomly with the birder mod. Not to mention potential Golda mod. I run 2 Duality Drill, could run to 3, but I feel like with the 6 search cards and the fact that I'm not always guaranteed the +1 from it, I think 2 is fine. Mental Drill at 2. What I like about this drill is just there's no reason not to run it. It's just so good. it just has so much power. Like this drill had no, one-way hand knowledge is just crazy good. I've always found myself when I run this card loving it in any blue deck, and I always opt to try to run two, so I decided to just from the start put two in. Um, Not to mention Duality Drill and Mental Drill both aren't slacking on Endurance either, which is really good. I run one pose because it's all you can run right now. Same with OPA, just staple ally cards. No reason not to run. My ally lineup's pretty small. I only run 8 allies. Frieza for, again, I don't really care if I have shit in the Banner Zone. Um, Matter of fact, having allies in my Banner Zone from damage is really good for my Duality Drill. But I wanted to just to help me beat down these really grindy rejuve decks, like these enhanced decks, and some of these black, even some of these black manipulative decks, like the blue decks and stuff. Just really grindy to help kind of help you beat them. Frieza goes a long way. It's an ally that it just never gets played anymore because Ginyu doesn't get played, but still always good. Uh, Chilled is just the great anti-unleash tech more than anything. Um, Super Shenron because he's Super Shenron. I mean, when he enters play, he can proc. I mean, he helps me recycle my allies, but the biggest thing is like he's a Icarus for my allies, so might as well run him. Raccoon, if I can get Raccoon to hit, he's an extra card advantage. He's always really good. Nappa because I only run one setup, and he's some of my board hate because I don't run any board hate in this. I don't run Betrayal. Uh, could change, but I just don't want to run Betrayal. I got Nappa. My biggest gripe is that I don't have an anti-drill more than anything. Um, Allies, I guess, could be a pain in the butt, but Sylvie. I have Jace because he's a staple. Goldo, staple for Ginyu if you can actually ever get his block power to go. Great in the physical matchup though. If you can, tag mastery him into play, turn one against a Gohan or whatever. Okay, like, one attack and I get to use my Goldo. So, Birder again, stage lock. So this is ultimately just a beatdown build. It's got decent enough anti-anger. It's got good enough like block lineup. I feel. I'd say the biggest thing it's going to suffer against is control. Outside of like black, so like orange. Again, I know Thomas Sheeble, for example, has talked about how a lot of times he ends up running Withering Fire over Blue Betrayal in decks, specifically blue decks. I thought about running Withering Fire, I didn't. Could be a card that mixed in. Ultimately, I just wanted to keep it as styled as possible, run it this way in a mostly beatdown meta. There are definitely some mid-range control decks that are out there. But kind of just going to take the L if I run into control. I figured I'd get this shot though. There's a few +1 effects that I have in there in combos, pretty light. Ultimately, if I don't feel the drills really pay off very well, I could just cut Seeking Blast entirely and maybe cut down maybe Recuperating Drill, maybe Biting Drill, make some more slots or something. Maybe there's an ally that I ultimately end up wanting. Android 15 was definitely a consideration with like Android Headbutt being in the deck as cards to like use for fodder um, as some anti-drill. That's ultimately what I would have picked if I was going to go drill control over. I would still take it over betrayal. If I was going to do that, I would probably cut down mental drill, probably cut down recuperating drill, maybe cut biting drill entirely, and then maybe cut the. If I was trying to make a good deck, probably cut true power entirely. But I really like true power being a 10 lifer. Lead with it. Who's going to take a 10 lifer? Um, Maybe cut down an energy block or two. I could see those kind of moving in, but this is just ultimately this is a non-tested build. I think it's got good. I think it's good enough. If I end up not liking the drills, that would be where I'd cut them. But I really like having the drills in right now. But yeah, block line maybe drills, tag line. I want to keep true power in. I'm a silly guy. I like just doing true power. I think yeah, it's do not perform an attack. So bummer is that I have to lead it, which can put me in some awkward sequencing spots. But it's kind of more of a reason to almost want to run through stare down. But I just thought 10 life attack, two of them in my deck, like why not? I've ran a version of this where I run three of each and I run Ginyu's Pain, and I really liked that deck. It was fun. Um, and I might try to revise that version, but this is kind of going for a bit more of a just a beats rather than like a gimmick, full on gimmick. This is still pretty gimmicky, but ideally, get the allies out quick enough. Maybe I need to run more ally support cards like Lunar Ray. We'll see. This is just a pure damage build, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, guys, hopefully you're getting out there and you're playing. Remember, there's always the local Octagon stuff going on. There's always people to play with, and I hope you're interested in today's the game. I mean, I have more time now myself to kind of invest in playing, and I've had some really good time playing again and stuff when I get the time to. So, but anyway, guys, take it easy. Peace.